but aren't actually in the Bible. And listen, this isn't about pointing fingers or shaming anyone. A lot of these beliefs have been handed down through culture, art, and storytelling. Number one, people do not go to heaven when they die. Let's kick this off with something that may surprise you. Nobody has made it to the final heaven yet. I know this goes against a lot of what we've been taught, but stick with me. When we look at the Bible, it becomes clear that heaven isn't where people go immediately after they die. Instead, the Bible paints a picture of a waiting place, often called Sheol, or the place of the dead, where both the righteous and unrighteous are held until the second coming of Jesus. In Luke 16:19-31, we read the parable of the rich man and Lazarus. This story gives us a glimpse of what happens after death. Lazarus, the righteous man, is carried to Abraham's bosom, a place of comfort, while the rich man finds himself in torment. Both of these men are in Sheol, the place of the dead. Notice, this isn't heaven or hell as we often think of it. It's a holding place, divided between the righteous and the unrighteous, where they wait for the final judgment. Then there's John 3:13, where Jesus clearly states, "No one has ever gone to heaven except the one who came from heaven, the Son of Man." This verse alone flips a lot of traditional ideas on their head. It emphasizes that heaven isn't a revolving door for souls. It's a future destination tied to Jesus' return. Let's zoom in on Revelation 6:9-11, because this passage holds a key to understanding the waiting period after death. Picture this. John sees a vision of the souls of martyrs under the altar in heaven. These are people who gave everything, literally their lives, for God's kingdom. And yet, what are they doing? They're waiting. Here's what the passage says.
When he opened the fifth seal, I saw under the altar the souls of those who had been slain because of the word of God and the testimony they had maintained. They called out in a loud voice, "How long, sovereign Lord, holy and true, until you judge the inhabitants of the earth and avenge our blood?" Then each of them was given a white robe, and they were told to wait a little longer until the full number of their fellow servants, their brothers and sisters, were killed just as they had been.
This vision flips the popular idea of people immediately going to their final reward or punishment on its head. Even these righteous martyrs, who clearly have a place in God's plan, are waiting. They're not sitting in